Welcome to Keeping the Magic, the podcast, a space for open, authentic conversations that guide us home to our true selves and to our magic within. Let's begin.
Welcome, everyone. I am so happy today to be with Lucrezia Angeli on Keeping the Magic, the podcast. Welcome, Lucrezia.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you.
I'm really happy to welcome you because we're going to talk about a subject that is dear to me, but we don't talk about enough. And it's the dating world and relationships between men and women. But Lucrezia, you own your Instagram account, The Empowered Muse, and you have written a book called The Evolution and Revival of Feminine Power. And you really caught my attention with your empowering posts on Instagram. Like, you really caught my eye. I was like, wow, like, I love this. This just speaks so much about what's going on. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I have to invite you on my show. I would just love it. Because I could already see like all the things we could talk about. And I think it's really a matter of also just like speaking the truth of the reality of today in the dating world and the relationships between men and women. So obviously we won't be able to like cover all the subjects and all the things that we could talk of for sure, because we'll be talking for hours. So I was actually like thinking maybe I could read the preface of your book, which is a nice introductory to our episode today, and then we can get into some questions.
Sure. Thank you for the introduction.
Yes, I'm really happy. So, okay, let's go. I'm going to read the preface. You sent it to me, and I didn't have enough time to like really read it and get into it, but just the preface, I was like, oh, like, yes, this is going to be so good. Okay. So why is modern society so complicated? In the heterosexual man-woman interaction, everything seems to be falling apart. As a woman, I'm talking to you women. Wake up. Too many of us struggling to get to a relationship stage. Too many girls ending up in situationships leading nowhere. There is a concrete difficulty in navigating among texts and the virtual communication, not to mention the mystery of the dating world, in which women date multiple men they're not interested in because they fail getting a date with the one that make them feel something. And when they get it, he's not actually really single. Or he doesn't want anything serious. Or worst case scenario, he plays it very well and gets you into him. A bit of chivalry, a bit of love bombing. Yes, don't we know that all? A bit of amazing sparks in bed. And then it fades away, like those perfumes that are so good for 2 minutes and then you can't smell them ever again. I love that. But you do remember the smell and you chase it. Oh my gosh, when I read this, I was like, yes, so much. But we know that men chase women, not the other way round, right? Don't we? So what is going so wrong? Was it actually like that? Do we really need to forget the fairy tale, the princess treatment, the charming prince and the castle? Maybe the castle, yes. Not everyone unluckily can afford that, but the rest, I would personally say, no. Love is magic, and it always will. Look, I don't want to dig into why so many men are afraid of love, all the traumas they might have had, the healing of their inner child, the mother or father wounds, none of this. What you will find here is a bit different. It is another vision, not the static one that many experts and coaches are trying to give you, not the one making you feeling wrong. You are not wrong. Nobody is. You are you. But if there is such dynamic in the heterosexual world, it's because something changed. Something very profound is much different than it has ever been. What is it? Wake up. It's us women. If you want to untie the knot, we need to go back though and learn and observe what history has to teach us. This book will give you a different angle to observe the situation, a different point of view, allowing you to analyze different scenarios. This book will give you the key for your emotional independence, for getting the relationship you want, only embracing who you truly are. because who you truly are depends also on your story, and your story depends on history. Let's go a bit back and discover who you were to unravel all your potential. And once you do the work, you'll meet Mr. Right, the one you were destined to. Wow. I mean, whew, this is, yes. If like people don't want to buy your book after this, like I don't understand. I read the preface and I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And I really love that the angle, yeah, and I can't wait to discover, but the angle of, yes, we're always like kind of in a way looking, you know, like for new things, new techniques, trying to understand things as if we were always like looking, you know, in the future for something, for the answer. In a way, chasing something that doesn't exist yet, like we do with men. But why don't we go back in history to understand and unravel things?
Yeah.
And that's like, that is so powerful, really, really powerful. So, Lucrezia, we had a talk together and we spoke of the rise of the divine feminine. Women have evolved, which kind of means, because I know when we talk about the rise of the divine feminine, it can sound very like large and general and like this huge abstract idea. And it can be a bit like, oh my gosh, okay, what are we going to get into? No, basically it's women have evolved and changed so much during the last century, while men have actually stayed more or less the same in their ways, conditioning, the way they show up. So my question, why are women so confused today?
So that's a really good question, because actually there's nothing to be confused about, because the solutions and everything is all there. You just need to refine a little bit your view and look at it, face it, because it's there. So basically what happened is that we are freeing ourselves. With the feminist revolution, we started having incomes, having rights. We started deciding for ourselves. Well, but when it comes to men, it's like, oh, okay, I can give myself free and it's fine. Like, girl, what are you doing? Like, we are so precious. Everything depends on us. Like,
Yeah.
life itself depends on us.
Yeah.
And the only reason women needed men was for financial provision.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, I mean, yeah, love is amazing. Okay, and we all need love. But in the economical exchange, like, what's the point in having home someone you need to clear up for?
Yeah.
Or like take care of? Like, it's not very convenient if you think about it.
Yeah, becoming the mum of someone.
Yeah, kind of. So
Kind of.
now we have a career, so we can focus on the career. But of course, if we want a family, we need to take care of the family too, because we are in charge of it. And for some time, at least, we need to, because a baby needs a mother or someone maternal, let's say, to be more inclusive. And usually it's the mother. So we are doing a lot of sacrifices, and when it comes to love, it's like, okay, oh, you are love bombing me, fine, do it. Oh, you're not serious, you don't want the same things I do, okay, I revise my standards. No, girl, you're messing with your life, and women are not realizing this. But the women we should look at, they're not in the future, they're in the past. Because they fought for our rights.
Right.
They knew how to treat men, because men love women in the heterosexual world, and they depend on them.
Yeah, I kind of feel it's like almost like this confusion is almost like, I'm not sure like any guy would want to like have a serious relationship. I really feel there's this kind of fear that comes up. I have heard of it so much. I've read about it. I've experienced it personally. And it's really feeling like everyone is just like so afraid and running away from I guess, emotions, from feeling trapped. I don't know what it is, but I think that, yeah, it has created, as you said, it's true. Like women before they knew like when a man likes you, he wants you, he's there. Like he's going to make the effort. You're not going to have to like,
Yeah.
like you don't have to like run after him and do all these kind of techniques and like, oh, maybe I should wait 3 days before I send a message. Like, why? If you want to send it. Like, and if he doesn't respond or he's not interested, you have your answer.
Yeah.
But there is so much confusion in that, as if we have had lost our center. You know, when you feel strong and powerful, we feel centered. And it feels like we're kind of like unbalanced in that way regarding men.
Yeah, we are like this. We have this tendency, at least, because what we tend to do is chasing the person and not the relationship we want.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see, men, like they want that, they get that. Like,
yes,
I'm talking about masculine men, like healthy men.
Mm-hmm.
They want that and they get that. If you don't align, okay, goodbye. Without many plays, without many, situations or situationships, like new word of the decade.
Yeah.
But for women, it's like, okay, I don't want the relationship, I want the man. Like, if I like him, I want him. Whatever he brings, it's fine.
Yes.
And this is wrong. Like, this is leading nowhere.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This is backfire. Because
Oh, wow.
me, I want a future. I've worked so hard to get my career, my future, and everything. Like, growing up was about my financial independence and my independence, not just financial, but like being able to live by myself. And now if I need another person by my side, we need to align on that.
Yeah.
It's not that, okay, everything I've done until now, it's like, okay, I can put it back and it's fine just because I love him. No, love is not enough.
Oh, I love that. So you mean that love itself is not enough for a relationship to work?
Yeah.
Right.
We should learn that, because love and feelings alone are leading nowhere. Like, they're fine. You need to love your partner, otherwise
that's my question.
In a relationship at all. But apart from that, and I'm speaking because I lived all the I love the guy more than myself thing.
Right.
And I've been also in situationships before.
Yes.
I'm talking about from my experiences, not just or the theory.
The theory of
Yeah. And when I met my man, I knew exactly what I wanted, what I was looking for, what I needed in a relationship, because not always these two things align, what you want and what you need. So,
yes. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you must be very self-aware. That's important.
Because there are two things. Sorry, I cut you off. There are two things that I really love that you said. The first thing is loving a guy more than you love yourself.
Yeah.
That needs to be written down right now.
Yeah,
because even that, you can just think about that for an hour and say, wow.
Yeah, because guys do exactly what you do. So if you value yourself, he will value you. If you respect yourself, he will respect you, because he knows that there's no other possibility in a way. Like, the moment he doesn't respect you, he knows, like, he's out of your life. As simple as that. Very simple.
Wow. So would you say there's a kind of mirror effect? Like, if you don't have the self-respect for yourself at some point, he will in a way see it or feel it. I don't know how that happens. And then he's like, oh, okay, well, yep, she doesn't have that, or she's lacking that. So no, and he's kind of out of there.
Maybe not like in this way, but let's think about pedestals. Like, you are here.
Right.
Okay? And you want to be here. And average men are here. So it's you want him to step up.
Right.
Otherwise, you're stepping down.
Right. Okay.
And if you step down, it's automatical. You're gonna chase him. And the moment you chase a man, well, not very convenient, you know?
No, it's not
We
great.
all know what happens. Like, he doesn't value you because you used to be here and you had a downgrade.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure there are so many women that can relate to that right now.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
because we've all been there.
Yeah.
It's
We have.
normal because we are taught from very little age that we are not enough. And so we keep going with this rule that we are not enough, so we need to keep up. We need to push more. We need to work more. We need to show more. We need to prove ourselves more. The moment
Yeah.
we let this go is the moment we free ourselves, like for real. And then it becomes everything very simple.
Wow.
Because
That is such wow.
lead to an idea or an ideal man. Okay, this is who I am. Are you
Yeah.
willing to walk with me together? Fine. You're not? Okay, I'm gonna live my life and you're gonna be your life and it's gonna be fine.
Wow, that's really powerful too. Like a really powerful shift to have. And actually, it does come to my second question, because during our first talk that we had together, you said that us women, we have reached a kind of like plateau, like this kind of stage where, as you said, like in history, we can see it, like women have been fighting for their rights and doing so much, and like, yeah, it's like huge. And we kind of arrived to this kind of level where I feel that it's kind of like, oh, okay, we're here now. And it's as if like women are waiting now for men to kind of like catch up or do something or take action somewhere for things to actually like go further or take another step or for things to change. And I feel that everyone's kind of waiting. The women are waiting on this plateau and the men are waiting for like, well, we don't know what's going on. So we're going to wait too and see what happens and see what they're going to decide. And it's a bit like that. I feel that maybe that's where the confusion is, and maybe that's also where I'd say I can't remember the word now, but as if men were afraid of it, like kind of stuck in this thing where they're afraid to kind of move because, whoa, no matter which way I'm going to go or move, is it going to be right? Is it going to be enough? Am I going to be, like, and I feel that like men are like, well, you know what? I'm just going to wait because right now the situation with women is not clear enough. I don't know. That's kind of my intake maybe. But would you say that it's women's responsibility, may I say again, to take another step towards a change?
Well, that's gonna be very long. Like, I could speak 1 hour about it, but yeah, let's try to get it to the knot.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
what I think is that as women, we are exhausted. We're not just exhausted by our life, because our life with, as we were saying before, career, kids, husband to take care of, a house to take care of, the mental load we have this generation is crazy.
It's crazy.
We are exhausted, but we are also exhausted by all the evolution we have back, and like who almost known is taken care of, but our burden is much wider than just our life.
Yeah.
Because we've been moving through centuries.
Mm-hmm.
We've been changing, and we actually changed things, because if we are at this point now is because of what we did in the past.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds very strong, but we need to keep going, because we didn't reach the level we want, and it is kind of on us for two reasons. The first one is that why men would change since everything is still in their favor.
Yes.
Like if a situation is in your favor, not because necessarily they don't see our problems, but because they don't feel them enough.
Right.
Because like they are not women, they don't have our bargain, like they don't know. So it is on us for this reason. And for another reason that is even stronger, which is we are raising our kids.
Yeah.
Both female kids and male kids. So the man of the future is in our hands, because now we're still in this situation where women are more responsible of their growth. So we need to teach them from like since they wear diapers that the situation is changing. Because like for me myself, I don't have kids yet, at least. But if I ever happen to have a kid, especially a boy, I want him to see a mom who is spoiled by his dad. A woman who is enjoying her life as much as his father does.
Yeah.
A woman who isn't always stressed out. And a woman who is firm, like in her decisions.
Yes.
And a woman also who is emotionally regulated.
Yes, emotionally regulated.
Yeah, but also this emotional regulation depends on the relationship you have potentially with the father of your kids.
Yes.
And so it depends on how good you choose him.
Yeah.
So it's like a circle coming up and forth again. And for a girl kid, like I want my girl to see the same thing so that she grows up knowing that she can be like this in the future. Because for us, we grew up seeing exhausted mothers, or maybe if our mothers didn't work because maybe they were still financially not dependent, they were struggling because they had that reality.
Yeah. But for you, being treated well by the dad or the husband would mean for the child looking at their parents as a model.
Yeah.
What would it be for you? So would it be the husband helping at home, doing more things, treating, how would it show up?
I don't like the term the husband helping the wife.
Yes, thank you. I'm bad.
Because the moment he asks you, it means that the load is on you.
Yes, I know. I'm bad at those. Yeah, I'm guilty.
So for me personally, what works like wonderfully is that first I chose him well, like I'm in a happy relationship and I scream as louder as I can. And is I don't do things like, okay, for example, if he's home, the laundry is automatically on him because we both work full time. If he doesn't do the laundry, it's his problem. And I also use positive reinforcement. For example, it's been 3 days in a row he's done the bed. And I was, oh, thank you. It was so wonderful coming back home and finding the bed perfectly made.
Yes.
And this is important, the way you communicate, because if you focus on negative things, and of course, maybe he didn't do something that he could have done as much as I do, because like I'm not a housewife, I'm a scientist.
Right.
I don't just cook and clean. I mean, this is not my role. If he wanted someone, he goes and pays him.
Yeah, I'd like to, because we talk quite a lot about the relationship when we are in a relationship, when we found the man that we're like, yes, aligned with and it works, or that you chose. He chose you too, but you chose him. So I'd like to talk a bit more, if we can. We have some time left to talk a bit of maybe the dating world before we actually meet the right person, because I know there are many also people who are like very frustrated because it's so hard to actually meet that person who is aligned, or meet that person who does kind of, in a way, yeah, like that you can see yourself with, and where things would work, and where there is also an attraction, because that is important. Can't just be with someone because he fits a criteria. There has to be sexual attraction, there has to be a physical chemistry, because otherwise it won't work.
Yeah.
So I wanted to actually quote from one of your posts that I really loved. So I'm going to read it. There's a pandemic in the dating right now. Men aren't the problem. Women aren't the problem. It's bigger. It's cultural. It's the pattern we are all repeating. We're living the pandemic of half interest. Everyone is keeping it casual, yet everyone is yearning for deep connection. And that, when I read it, just sums up everything. It sums up, yeah, it sums up the problem in the dating world today, literally.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, this really resonated for me. Could you talk a bit about that, a bit more in detail?
Yeah, sure. So we kind of became used to hide. You don't see me now.
Mm-hmm.
We are hiding. We are kind of having more knowledge also about psychology somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because now most people know what a relationship partner is, kind of wants or like healing the inner child. You hear these terms, and but what really happens is that we're building up walls so
Mm.
thick that destroying them, even for ourselves, is becoming nearly impossible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we are showing up as independent and strong, but we crave for a deep connection.
Yes.
And that's the problem. And I see it both in men as well as for women. We're
Mm-hmm.
doing this, and this is why it's so difficult to find a partner, I would say. Uh,
So
so
we've built a wall. Yeah, you feel that we've built a wall, whether it's women or men, we've built a wall around us that basically is so big and thick that like it's super hard to kind of break and get through.
yeah, but even for ourselves, because we think we don't have this wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have to become aware of it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So when it comes to dating, I see many job interviews instead of dates.
Yes.
Like, are you that? Oh no. Are you that? Like, do you think this box? Or as you look like you go into a date super guarded. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
talking about as a woman. Okay,
Yeah.
we tend to go on date like super guarded because like uh, we are afraid of getting hurt because there are a lot of shitty men out there. Like, okay, there are sorry, time wasters. There are love bombers, and if you don't spot them early on, it's going to be a tragedy.
Okay, that is a reality.
That
Okay.
is a kind of reality, but
Yeah.
another reality is that also women are not doing the same in this term that I don't see so often, at least love bombers as women. Like that doesn't work the way around, but
Right.
we let them in a
Yeah.
way that we allow them to do that.
We allowed them to do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially early on, because then like there are the professions that take years to rebuild themselves, and that's another story. But
Yeah.
early on, it's so easy to fall for the butterflies,
Yeah.
this intense chemistry, and
Yeah.
you want it because it seems mutual, and then you are there, super exciting, and you see the other one
Yes.
down, and it's like, okay, where are you? Like, you were
Well,
here until 1 second
yeah.
ago, and now, like, poof, like the perfume.
Yep.
And it's like, what, what did go wrong? What did I do? Because
Hmm.
that's the question. Like, I
Yeah.
see you girls listening. It's like,
Yeah.
what did I do wrong?
Yeah. Why? Why did you change? What did I do? Yeah.
Okay, that's not the question. Because I've seen a very interesting post on Instagram like ages ago that was referring to this situation and saying, okay, you got bitten by a snake, and then you go to the snake asking him why did he bite you?
Right. Yes.
Instead of just healing yourself.
Right.
Yeah, because we're chasing. We enter the chasing phase, and it's almost automatically when there is this intense chemistry.
Yeah.
And so I don't want to say that if you are that's kind of healed, it's easier, but it is, because if you love yourself enough to
Mm,
respect yourself. So if someone at some point doesn't pay the same attention, effort, and you get confused, for example, or hurt,
yeah.
and your head starts spinning, like,
Yeah.
what am I doing? What should I text him? Why hasn't he answered? And it's been already 3 hours. What is he doing? Maybe he
Yeah.
didn't read the message. Come on. We're living with the fucking phone for 3 hours. You don't read the message. No.
Yeah. And
Like, it's way simpler. Okay, the truth
yeah.
is, it's not interesting enough.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that's the hard truth. I
Yeah.
think the hard that because it's so common, because yes, nowadays we don't have time to talk about this, and I don't even know if there is an answer or solution, because it's true that there are many men who are like that and who aren't ready, who don't want, who are very happy with the casual, very happy with the situationship. I don't think they're really happy, but they think they are. Fine.
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of understanding why or finding a solution to that, because that we can't change. But
Yeah.
what we can is the relationship we have with ourselves and how we, as you said, I love that, rather than, even though if there is chemistry, and I know it's hard, but that's, as you said, and I love that you said it, that's where being able to learn to self-regulate. And I think it's also because we haven't, I mean, nowadays there are more and more people talking about self-regulation and the nervous system and, how to understand all that and kind of have the tools, which is amazing. So I think there will be a change in that way because many women are doing the work. But it is really a matter of that. And I really believe that rather, again, trying to fix the problem from outside of ourselves, how can we fix it within? Because when you can self-regulate, when you know your worth, when you know what you want, even though there is chemistry, it will be hard for 5 minutes. And then the fact that the guy is going to react a certain way should put you off. It should put you off. If it doesn't put you off, I'm not going to say it's your fault, but there's something you need to look into.
Mhm.
Why?
Yeah,
Why aren't I being put off by a guy who's not treating me well?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the key point. And another thing I would say to women who are actively going on dates
Mm-hmm.
is this: go and have fun. You're not going there to meet the love of your life. You're just going there to meet another person, another human being. Just
Right.
try to enter your life and let things kind of happen, like, not too much. Don't give
Yeah.
the cookie away. Okay, but I mean, enjoy the time you're spending together with a new
Yeah.
person. And if he doesn't align, okay, you met another human being. You enjoy this very experience, because another truth is that if we stick to a guy, we as women have another big problem. You hear that?
Yes. Yes.
Our biological clock is
Yeah.
ticking.
Yeah.
We don't have it forever.
Yeah.
But we need to become wiser. Like, you at some point don't treat me well, you're out. I'm sorry. We don't
Yeah.
align. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want kids, I think this mindset is the way through, like, through choosing well your partner.
Yeah. 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 I really do believe, I really do believe that going into a date, especially like if you're single, you're on an app and you're going into different dates. And I mean, it's not easy to find the one that's going to work with and chemistry. Like, that's why usually there's one or two in your life. There's not going to be hundreds. So yeah, you are going to go on dates. You are going to meet many men and have fun with it. And I think that's really the trap. It's true. It's like going into a date, having these expectations already. And that really just blocks us from having fun, being open, and having, in a way, and I say it quite a lot, is having an open heart. How can you have an open heart while you have boundaries? You know your boundaries, but yet you're going in with an open heart, with curiosity, but without expectations of, oh, okay, so I hope this time he's going to be my husband. I hope it's him. And I hope he has this, this, and that, because if he doesn't, oh my God, like, it's not going to work. No, like, then this is just not going to work. Because again, it's just like work. It's forcing something or trying to control an outcome or a situation, and you're out of the flow. Doing that, you're out of the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. It is
Yeah.
like this. Yeah. Also, because if you go on a date with this curiosity and open mindset, you kind of lower a sort of barrier, like your wall slowly goes down, and the man, like, he will lean in just automatically
Right.
in most of the cases.
Right. Yes,
And
because he will.
I don't say it's gonna be a relationship. I don't say it's gonna be the love of your life, but the interaction will go a little bit deeper and not just stay on the surface level.
Yeah. Because he feels the guard. Is that what you're saying? He feels that you're guarded and kind of with the wall up. Do you think?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. This was like, again, we're reaching the like 50 minutes, and I was thinking maybe before we end, could you give us one advice for single women? And would you have one advice for single men? Because this podcast is, I mean, this episode is for everyone. And even though we did talk a lot about the feminine side of things and the feminine aspect of things, we know that men also are craving deep connection, and they are craving also to have a meaningful relationship. So I don't know. Yeah, would you have like just a little advice before we end for each of them?
Sure. So, for women, just enjoy it, the process of dating, and lower the initial expectations.
Yes.
Because it's gonna be just a meeting.
Right.
There's no expectations in a meeting. Just get to know the other person.
Right.
And for men, consider women, we have a lot to carry, a lot you cannot understand because you're not women. So lean in and make decisions so we can give you a little bit of our mental load.
I love that. Feels like feminine and masculine balance.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I just wanted to thank everyone who was listening. I hope it kind of brought some clarity and maybe some reassurance, less confusion and less frustration. So yeah, thank you so much, and thank you to everyone who was listening. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't hesitate to share, to like, to comment. That's what makes us grow. And yeah, thank you so much, and we'll speak soon.
Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you for hosting me, and thank you all the people who are listening. And if you have doubts or questions, you can contact me on the Empower News on Instagram, and I will be super happy to have a talk to you.
My Wonderful. I will put all the links and the details also at the end of the podcast so we can find you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Keeping the Magic, the podcast. You can listen to more episodes now on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Trust your potential within. Lots of love.